All right, we've been talking a lot lately about problems in many of America's most important financial centers like New York, Chicago, and San Francisco. And yes, while many other cities may have higher crime or unemployment rates, these cities, San Fran, Chicago, et cetera, are incredibly important from a macroeconomic angle as well. There are hundreds of billions, if not trillions of dollars on the line, particularly in commercial real estate losses. We've seen a number of headlines over the past few days, all about facing woes in prime buildings and bad areas, both due to empty desks from work from home and concerns about crime that is keeping people away. Case in point, a story today out about an office building in a prime San Francisco location that may sell for 80% less than it was valued at just a couple of years ago. But one potential solution is gaining steam, and that is converting old office space into residential multifamily units. According to real estate data firm CBRE, the number of office conversions in the past 3 years is really taking off. Is there some optimism here? Joining us now is Brown Harris Stevens CEO Bess Freedman and Silverstein Partners CEO Marty Berger. Marty, kicking off with you. Your firm is making a $1.5 billion investment in converting offices into residential properties. Tell us about it and why it's a good deal.
Sure. Thank you. In a market today where office is not as favored and the residential market is so hot, it makes sense to be able to try to buy office buildings that may be obsolete and renovate them or rehab them into apartments, because there's always a lack of housing in most major cities like New York City, where we are based, and you can never build enough rental housing in New York City. There's always going to be a demand for it. So with this dynamic, we are trying to pick up office buildings that are not doing well from a office perspective because they haven't put the amenities in and they can't compete with their with some of the other buildings that have put amenities in. And then we're converting them to residential, which is just, being leased very quickly because it's such a hot market and the young people want to be in the city. It's where the talent is, and they're leasing space quickly.
Well, having been to New York, Chicago, and San Francisco in the last year myself, and I was in Manhattan today, New York City, Best, feels totally different than the other two. I mean, New York City it's got problems, okay? I'm not saying it doesn't have problems. There was some weird stuff I saw today, but feels light years ahead. And in San Francisco, which is arguably one of the most beautiful cities in the world, for a building like that to go for 80% less, assuming it does, says to me that nobody even wants to convert that building into apartments.
Well, I think also, hi, Brian, good to see you, and you too, Marty. I think also San Francisco was really hit because, it was a hub, for tech startup. And because so many people after the pandemic realized they could work from home, I think they were really doubly hit by office vacancies. And so I read that article too. It was valued at $300 million. Now they're trying to sell it for 60. The value has gone down. Interest rates have gone up. There's nobody that wants to be there. There's higher crime. There's all these issues that are going on. New York is not in that situation. I think we're in a better place regarding our office space. And I love the fact that Marty is doing this with some of it. I guess it's Class C and B office space that he's probably converting. I think it's complicated to do.
What does that mean? I'm sorry. It sounds like my report card from college, but I don't know what that means from a real estate perspective.
It just means it's not like, Class C is not, it's older. It's 20 years plus old. They don't have the amenities. Class A building space, it's beautiful. It's done. It's got outdoor space. It's modern. It's clean. There's amenities. There's probably a shower, a gym, and all sorts of fun things. Probably ping pong, Brian, which we love, all that stuff. And so those things are really coveted, and that's what tenants want. And I think, Marty, I don't know what you guys are looking at for space, but I bet it's not Class A.
Well, Marty, listen, this building in California, and by the way, the New York Times did a big takeout on it as well today about the macro importance to the economy because of all the debt that's out there. This San Francisco building is next to my favorite restaurant in San Francisco, the Tatich Grill. Okay, legendary spot, prime location. Would you invest in San Francisco right now, Silverstein Properties?
I think it depends on the opportunity. It's very difficult to say because on any same block, you could have two buildings that are completely different from an investment perspective, and one might be a great opportunity depending on what you buy it for and depending on what you can convert it for, or keep it as an office building, or the next building might be more expensive because that's what the seller wants from his building. And so you can make money on any block in any city.
Well, let's hope. And let's hope. We're trying to take this tough story and make it more optimistic. And you guys, Silverstein and everybody, have done a great job. New York really does feel back 100%. San Francisco, 20%. Guys, thank you.
Brian, we want to avoid, massive foreclosures. We don't want to have these crises. We don't want to have a crisis. And I think compromise is the heart of resolving any of this with borrowers and lenders, with time and modification. We want to work this out.
Bess, thank you very much. Appreciate it, Marty and Bess. Thank you.